Welcome to Tanager Softball here from Elk Point, Jefferson this beautiful Saturday. This is Michael Schumacher, and this is Tanager Softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. First Dakota National Bank, over 150 years, serving their customers with personal, commercial, and ag lending. Well, this is game 2 of the 3 games of this triangular. In the first game, EPJ, the Huskies, defeated the Alcester Hudson Cubs by a score of 9-8. Alcester got a couple runs across in the bottom of the 7th, unable to secure the victory, though, and so EPJ comes across with the win. Now Alcester Hudson turns around to face our Vermilion Tanagers. So the Cubs on the season, now remember, they were runners-up last year in Class B. On the season, they started off with a victory over Flandreau, 7-5. They then fell to Madison, 5-2. Fell to Arlington, 17-12. Defeated Coleman Egan, 11-1. Defeated Oldham Ramona Rutland on April 5th, 20-0. Defeated Avon 16-1. Then turned around and defeated Arlington by a score of 14-2. And then on the 20th, they also defeated Winner 4-1. And then they fell to Freeman 5-2. And then just earlier today, they fell to Elk Point Jefferson 9-8. So that is the Alcester Hudson Cubs season so far. They will then play Parkston on Monday, followed by Sioux Falls Christian. Then they go to the Watchdog Classic on the 4th. Then they'll also be playing Chester, Gayville Vollen, Elkton Lake Benton, Viborg Hurley, Scotland Venno, and Beersford before you get to the Sodak 16. So that is a look at the Alcester Hudson Cubs schedule so far. And if you want to take a look at the Vermilion schedule, Vermilion's had a really nice season. Coming off a loss, unfortunately, the T area, that was at the DAC 12 conference tournament on Monday up in Sioux Falls at the Sanford Sports Complex. But they started off their season with a victory over Lennox, 17-5. They defeated Parkston, 20-5. They fell to Del Rapids, 15-5. Del Rapids is 6-2 on the season. They then defeated Canton 17-2, defeated Sioux Falls Christian 12-3, defeated Tri-Valley 7-6, and then on Monday they defeated Canton in the opening round of the DAC 12 conference tournament 17-2 again, and then fell to T area 5-3. Now T area is 8-2 on the season, so that's one of those losses that you walk away from and you say, okay, you know what, this team might be for real. Vermilion is playing really well, but you never knew was it competition, was it anything like that. But man, they played T area, and T area is a really good team. Their 2 losses on the season are to Harrisburg and to Del Rapids. So it's really hard to say that T area has a bad loss on their season. We did talk with Zach Spear, who saw them against Yankton, and I did watch that video over on 5 Star Streaming just to get a little bit of an idea before the games on Monday. And yes, T area is really good, really solid, good pitching, good fielding. And so Vermilion can't be too disappointed with that loss. I do believe it means that Vermilion is one of the top teams in the state. I think we should be expecting them to I would expect this Tanager team to be making it to state. I don't think that's saying too much. Right now, if you take a look at the standings in softball in Class A, just a moment here. If you look at the standings in Class A, which is where both Vermilion and Elk Point Jefferson sit, right now at the top you have Del Rapids, West Central at the top at 8-0. Del Rapids at 6-0 at number 2. T area at 8-2 in 3rd. So Vermilion's losses, one is to Del Rapids, one is to T area. There you go. Then Madison at 6-2, Sioux Valley at 9-2. Then Vermilion falls at 6-2. Dakota Valley comes in at 7th at 3-3. Then Beersford at 7-3. Tri-Valley, Mobridge, Pollock, Flandreau, and then this Elk Point Jefferson team in 12th, but that might have changed with this victory over Alcester Hudson. Then Parkston, Sisseton, Lennox, Winner, Millbank, Wagner, Canton, Sioux Falls Christian, Chamberlain, and Lakota Tech. Now, if you want to take a look at Class B, where you have your Alcester Hudson Cubs, Class B is led off by Castlewood, followed by Freeman, Marion Freeman Academy, who Alcester Hudson fell to. Then Chester, Hanson, Dual, Bonhomme at 8-3. Still trying to work on getting an interview with Coach Bailey Corton for Bonhomme. And then Alcester Hudson sits at 7th right now, followed by Gayville Vollen, Florence Henry, Scotland Menno, then Mount Vernon Plankinton, and then your others. So right now, with Alcester Hudson, Bonhomme, Gayville Vollen, Scotland Menno, and Marion Freeman Academy, there's a lot of good softball being played in Southeast South Dakota in the Class B ranks. So we're hoping to maybe be able to bring you some of that as well as this season continues. So that's where we sit right now. We will be back after these messages from our Vermilion sportscasters. Again, you are getting ready to watch Vermilion softball as they get ready to take on the Alcester Hudson Cubs here on Vermilion Streaming. This is brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, and I'm Michael Schumacher, and we are in Elk Point, or at Elk Point Jefferson, in Elk Point for this triangular. So immediately following this game will be Vermilion against EPJ. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Save means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sunday. Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. The Oshkosh front discharge mixers allow for easy placement of concrete, and with the 6-wheel drive and low-range transfer case, they're nearly unstoppable. More of a do-it-yourself fan? Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is teaming up with Clark's Rentals in Yankton, bringing you a wide range of hand tools, mini excavators, skid steers, aerial lift equipment, and more to get the job done. Choose Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment for all your concrete needs, and Clark's Rentals, your rental equipment headquarters.
Blaine Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermilion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with a work ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermilion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford. How about some accessories like WeatherTech floor mats, access roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online too at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermilion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home for your family, you want to sell your existing home, or you're a student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. Being locally owned and with over 150 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermilion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermilion.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher, and this is brought to you by Vermilion Streaming through courtesy of Fuller Digital Solutions. This is the second game of the three-game triangular. The first game saw Elk Point Jefferson defeat Alcester Hudson in a great game, 9-8. Alcester Hudson plated 2 runs in the bottom half of the 7th to bring it to a single run, but a nice fielding play to the outfield, closed it, or to second base, closed it out for EPJ. Alcester Hudson now turns around and plays Vermilion, and then Vermilion and EPJ will close out the day. So I see Vermilion gathered, huddled around Coach Budmeyer. Not quite sure about how much time they're putting in between each of these. I did go through the team's schedules, but just talking about Vermilion, Vermilion has the benefit of having 2 good pitchers. We've seen teams have good pitchers, just not having the depth, and so if that pitcher runs long, and a day like this where you're playing 2 games, that's really beneficial. But even in a game, if your pitcher's laboring a little bit or just doesn't have it, a lot of teams don't have a second pitcher to go to. Vermilion has the benefit of Maya Halverson being the starter and Chandler Cleveland being the second reliever, but also the ability to start if needed. So that's one thing that Vermilion has to its advantage. One other thing that has changed since the beginning of the season is Madigan Wallen had been catching, and she is a great catcher. Absolutely phenomenal. But what they have now started doing is Madison Eisenbeis has moved from first to catching. Bailey Baylor has moved from right into first. Taylor Barta has moved from third over to left field. And then Chandler Cleveland has moved from short over to third, and Madigan Wallen has moved from catcher to short. Now, I hope you're able to follow all of that. But that has provided even better defense. I know, talking to Taylor's dad, she's like, he goes, she hasn't played much out there. Tell you what, that first game out there, and that was at Lions Park, she made a couple of really nice plays, and that's the beauty of having that kind of speed out there. Taylor offers a lot of speed. She also is able to do that, getting on base and kind of getting around to score a run, score 2 runs, anything like that during a game, because she has that speed. So she becomes a problem out there. So that's something that we'll need to keep an eye on. But again, Vermilion has that 2-headed monster at pitcher with Maya Halverson and Chandler Cleveland. And so excited to see what they're able to do, especially in a day like this with the back-to-back games. It served them well even on Monday when they had to face T area after facing Canton in the first game. The first game went the distance, or went 5 or 6 innings. But they were able to turn around, have Maya, and then Chandler came in and was able to close that out for Vermilion, unfortunately in a loss, but Vermilion did look good in that game. So I think we're getting ready for them to take the field. So we're going to be back with more. Again, you're listening to Vermilion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Our scoreboard sponsor is Midwest Ready Mix. And again, hopefully you'll pay attention to the sponsors, either scrolling across the top or their commercials, because they are vital to these productions being made. And also on Wednesday at Awards Day in Vermilion, we will be offering or assigning 2 or awarding 2 $500 scholarships, one to one boy athlete, one to one girls athlete, and the sponsorships that we get from these advertisers allows us to do that. So if you're a sponsor, or if you know a sponsor, make sure that they're getting their votes in. We submitted; they should have received all of the applications that we received from various boys and girls athletes throughout Vermilion. And so hopefully we've gotten some votes back, but a lot of great contenders there. And it doesn't have to be just one that we broadcast. So it doesn't have to be softball, basketball, or football. It can be volleyball. It could be whatever. So those have been accepted already. But it's any activity at SDHSAA activity at Vermilion. So hopefully we're able to award that on Wednesday, one boy and one girl, and I think it's always fun. That's a nice part of this job. I'll get to do that. Find out for sure from Mr. Huska exactly what time, but that is part of what happens with Vermilion Sportscasters. So if you have need of their services, we hope at the very least that you'll give them the opportunity to bid. Never saying that, you should have to do this. Just give them an opportunity. That's all we ask just as a thanks for them sponsoring these Vermilion broadcasts that allow me to come here, go up to Sioux Falls on Monday, and broadcast and do all of that as well. All right, we'll be back with more here on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. This is Vermilion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
The First Bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Interior technicians.
I'm ready for my big role, Jerry.
What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. You know, like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
So the shoot's in an office? I can make that work.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermilion, they strive to provide the highest quality patient-centered dental care in a friendly, relaxing atmosphere. Knutson Family Dentistry works hard to provide the best cosmetic, general, and emergency dental treatment in the area. With over 50 years of combined dental experience, the latest dental technology, and a professional and compassionate staff, they're your top choice for dental care. Call for an appointment at 605-857-8008. Knutson Family Dentistry of Vermilion.
The wait when your furnace and AC needs repair by joining Larry's Heating and Cooling, Comfort Care, and Elite Care Club. Larry's Comfort Care Club features seasonal maintenance discounts on service and no overtime charges. Larry's Elite Club includes seasonal maintenance, free parts, free labor, free service calls, and both mean you are in front of the line for service. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling and sign up for the Comfort Care or Elite Care Club. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermilion.
You are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills. We'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermilion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
They are currently introducing, welcome back to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. They are currently introducing the reserves and the starting lineups. Vermilion will be the home team. Alcester Hudson is the road team. Emma Moeller will be the starting pitcher again for Alcester Hudson. She just went, she was just the pitcher of record for the Cubs. For the Cubs as they took on, whoops. So starting for Vermilion, your starters are going to be, of course, Kristen Moser at second base. First base, or pitcher, Maya Halverson. In left field, number 7, Taylor Barta. Number 9 at shortstop, Madigan Wallen. Then Sienna Mount out in left field is also starting. Number 13 at third base, Chandler Cleveland. And then number 14, Mackenzie Richardson, kind of the designated player. Janaea Cleveland in center field, number 22. And Bailey Baylor, number 25, at first base. And catching, number 29, Madeline Eisenbeis. All right. So we're getting ready to play some ball here. So again, out in the field for Vermilion. Pitching, Maya Halverson. Catching, Madeline Eisenbeis. At first, Bailey Baylor. At second, Kristen Moser. Short, Madigan Wallen. Third base, Chandler Cleveland. In left field, Sienna Mount. Center field, Janaea Cleveland. And in right field, Taylor Barta. They'll be facing this Alcester-Hudson Cubs team that just coming off a loss in the game prior to this. Vermilion coming off a loss on Monday against T-Area. This game was originally scheduled to be played on Thursday, but because Alcester-Hudson and EPJ had to postpone their game, it was worked out to just make this a triangular, just kind of get it all at one time, because otherwise EPJ and Alcester-Hudson were still going to be looking for a time to be playing. First pitch is a ball, 0-1. Or 1-0, sorry. Two 2-0. Leading off is Emma Solberg. Tries to lay down the bunt, fouls it off, 2-1. Swing and a miss, evens the count at 2-2. Here's the windup by Halverson. And the pitch. Fouled off, count remains 2-2. Ooh, and that is high. Makes the count 3-2. On deck is number 2, Paxton Moeller. And ball 4, Emma Solberg is aboard with a walk. And that'll bring up Paxton Moeller. So nobody down, runner on first here in the top half of the first inning. Pitch is high, ball 1. Here's the throw down to second on the steal attempt, and she is in safe. Solberg is now at second base with a stolen base. The second pitch to Moeller is a ball, so it's 2-0. Number 20, Emma Moeller, is on deck. Dean Moeller is the head coach for Alcester-Hudson. Had the pleasure of talking to him a few times. Third straight pitch is a ball to Paxton Moeller, 3-0. That's in for a strike, 3-1. Still waiting for that first non-windy day to broadcast. It's not today, Sam. Not today. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Runs the count to 3-2. Again, nobody out. Runner on second. Still 0-0 here in the top half of the first inning. That pitch is high. Second straight runner aboard via base on balls. And that'll bring up Emma Moeller. Ball is lifted high. Moser goes back. Barta comes in, makes the catch. And Solberg stays at second. Moeller stays at first. And Emma Moeller is out. Pop out to right field. Ball is lifted high. Out of play. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is grounded. Ooh, through the middle of the outfield. Will a run score? Yes, Solberg will come around to score. Runners now at first and second. 1-0. It's now 1-0 on the first hit of the game by Alcester Hudson. Ball is lifted out into center field. Cleveland coming over to the left, unable to contain it. And that will load the bases on the error. So Coach Budmeyer comes in. They're going to have a conference at the mound. So just discussing a few things. As Ellie Deering is on first. As Coach Budmeyer heads back into the dugout. Ball is popped up. Eisenbeis is able to connect and catch that. That is Sarah Ebert. That just popped out. So now 2 down. Base is loaded. There's a number out just over second base. That'll score 1. And that will score 2 as runners will be at first and second. Now 3-0 is the score on that hit. I'm in the outfield here, so I don't have access to seeing the scoreboard, and the Game Changer app is not being updated, so I do apologize. All my sources for information if I look down to write a stat, but that one is lifted out into right field, and that will load the bases. As Ellie Deering is now at third. That ball is lifted down in the right field. Mount comes in, makes the catch for the third out of the inning. But in the inning, 3 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error at the end of half an inning. Vermilion 0, Alcester Hudson 3. We'll be back after these messages on Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermilion.
Your crew is craving Pizza Ranch? It's easy to order online at pizzaranch.com. Online ordering makes it fast and easy to order craveable crispy ranch chicken or build your favorite pizza exactly how you like it. And now, for even more convenience, place your favorite order with just one tap. So when you're craving pizza or the country's best chicken, go to pizzaranch.com and start your order. For craveable food and convenient online ordering, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
The Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermilion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing. Like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday, it's doubled with the Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermilion.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball as we are now in the bottom half of the first inning. In the top half, Alcester Hudson scored 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error in the outfield. And Vermilion comes up to bat here in the bottom half of the first. Leading off, second baseman Kristen Moser. Kind of does a slap bunt, does approach it though, makes it count 0-1. That pitch in for another strike, 0-2. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle. I apologize. I am going to have to wait for the umpire to make his call. But right now, count is 0-2 to Kristen Moser. On deck, Janaea Cleveland. That's fouled off. Count remains 0-2. So here is the 0-2 pitch to Moeller. From Moeller, to Moser. Here's the windup. And that is bunted perfectly down the third base line, and Moser will be in safe. Moser is in safe. That's the beauty of that speed by Moser. And we've talked to Coach Budmeyer about that. When you have Barta in the 9 spot and Moser in the first spot, there are definitely situations where you get some of the most speed out there that you're going to find in this state, from base to base at the very least. Oh, wait, no, I apologize. I misread that. That was Barda. That was Barda. And now it's Moser, so... So 0-1 count. That bunt goes foul. That is 0-2. Here Moeller winds up. Here's the 0-2 pitch. In for strike 3. So Moser goes down looking. So 1 on, 1 down here in the bottom half of the first inning. That brings up Janaea Cleveland. As Barda makes it down to second. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one's lifted high down the first base line. That will be foul and out of play. Believe that moves the count to 0-2 with Barda on second. And 1 down. Moeller delivers. That's swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. That's Moeller's second straight strikeout. And that will bring up third baseman Chandler Cleveland. Ball's fouled back, 0-1. Vermillion would love to get a run across here. These things are running a little bit later than the noon 2-4 schedule. So it's almost 3 o'clock now, and we're still in the bottom half of the first. That pitch is a ball. 1-0, or 1-1. Alcester in their blue uniforms with the white letters and gold trim. You've got to love their stirrups, though, those socks with the 3 horizontal stripes around the top. It's a nice classic baseball softball look. That pitch gets away from the catcher, but Barda doesn't see it in time to advance. Count is 2-1 on Chandler. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That is grounded right up the middle. Barda should make it around. She rounds third. She's going to head home. Chandler Cleveland will be safe at first on an RBI single for Chandler. And again, Barda does come around to score on Vermillion's first hit of the game. Brings up Maya Halverson. First pitch is a strike to Halverson, 0-1. Throw down to first is not in time to get Chandler. So the score is now 3-1 here in the bottom half of the first inning. Vermillion with two down. Runner on first, Halverson at the bat. That pitch is low. That evens the count at 1-1. Here's the pitch from Moeller. That is low and inside. 2-1 on Maya Halverson. As the sun's trying to peek through those clouds, kind of warms things up here. Ooh, that pitch is low. 3-1. Chandler got a little bit off of first there. They got her to run back through just behind her, though. So Chandler makes it back safely. 3-1 with Chandler Cleveland on first. Maya Halverson at the bat. Vermillion down 3-1 as well. Here's the windup and the pitch. That is ball 4. Halverson heads down to first. So now runners at first and second. That brings up Madigan Wallen. Here's the pitch to Wallen. That is lifted high, fouled back. That's a strike. So Wallen steps back in the box. Moeller in the circle. Here's the windup. And the delivery. Fouled back. It's now 1-2 on Wallen. Again, this is Tanager Softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Vermillion trails 3-1 on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. That pitch is high to Wallen, evens the count at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So in the inning, 1 run on 1 hit. No error, 2 hits, sorry. 1 run on 2 hits. 2 runners left on. At the end of 1, it's Vermillion 1, Alcester Hudson 3. We'll be back after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters on Vermillion Streaming on YouTube.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermillion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women. Names like Ariat and Carhartt for men. Boots and shoes and kids' clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermillion.
Sherco in Vermillion is a full-service service center. Sherco LLC is an industry-leading supplier of tarp systems to the transportation industry and is located in Vermillion, South Dakota. Sherco Vermillion supports their customers in the agricultural, construction, waste, and flatbed markets. Become a part of the SureCo team. Go to sure-co.com, about us/careers. Demand the best. Demand SureCo.
We are back here from Elk Point Todd Larson Complex in Elk Point, South Dakota, where it's a triangular between EPJ, Alcester-Hudson, and Vermilion. EPJ topped Alcester-Hudson in Game 1. Vermilion and Alcester-Hudson right now in Game 2 here in the top half of the second inning. Batting for Alcester-Hudson, the top of the order, and right fielder Emma Solberg. Again, the Game Changer app is not being updated, and with the wind, it's hard to hear calls. There's a ball hit right to Wallen. Wallen keeps it in front of her, skips away for a single for Solberg. That'll bring up Paxton Moeller. Moeller walked her last time up. There's a throw down to first, not in time. Emma Solberg now at second. That's her second stolen base of the game. First pitch was a ball to Moeller. Ball 2, 2-0. That pitch is high, 3-0. On deck is Emma Moeller. And that pitch is lifted out into left field. That is foul. So Emma Solberg will go back to second. Paxton Moeller now has a 3-1 count. It's now a full count, 3-2. Ball 4, walks Moeller, her second straight walk. That puts runners at first and second here in the top half of the second inning. Still nobody down for Emma Moeller, as there's a meeting on the mound. Looks like Chandler Cleveland will come in, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I think so. So we're going to take a timeout here on Vermilion Streaming. You're watching Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, as the Tanagers are taking on the Alcester-Hudson Cubs. We are here in the top half of the second inning. Runners on first and second, nobody down, and we are going to see a pitching change for the Tanagers. We'll be right back.
Visit our sleep experts at the Yankton Slumberland. With over 50 mattresses to choose from, we carry every price, free financing options, and the most trusted brands in the nation like Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. Snoring or lower back pain tormenting you? Seek relief with an adjustable power base. Fall asleep faster and cooler with our sheets and pillow selection. With a 120-night sleep trial, you can't make a mistake. See us today at the Yankton Slumberland, 2401 Broadway.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood. Down at the lumberyard. Down at the lumberyard.
But it's
It's not just wood at the Lumberyard. With a wide variety of quality building materials, the folks at the Lumberyard can help you with all of it.
Welcome back to Elk Point, where the Tanagers are taking on the Alcester Hudson Cubs, trailing 3-1. We have just seen a pitching change, and both runners advance as we have runners now on second and third, nobody down. First pitch was a strike to Emma Moeller from Chandler, Cleveland. Strike two, 0-2. So right now, Emma Solberg's on third, Paxton Moeller on second. Emma Moeller at the bat with Delta Pies on deck. Ball is lifted high. Taylor Barta camps underneath. Runners look to advance, but they do not. Nice arm from Taylor Barta. Nice throw from Barta keeps the runners at second and third as Vermilion now has one out. Emma Moeller, that's the second straight time she has flown out to Barta. So now with one down, brings up number 21, Delta Pies. It's a swing and a miss. Strike one. Pies homered in the last game. So we know she's got a healthy cut to her swing. That ball is high, 1-1. Fouled off, 1-2. The sun is no longer peaking, so it's chilled down again. Ooh. Two and two. There was supposed to be some Vermilion baseball today in Vermilion, a triangular with Tri-Valley and EPJ, I believe. And that got called off last night. Fouled off, count remains 2-2. So I kind of thought this was going to get called off. I didn't know what the field conditions would be like. And just knowing how chilly it was going to be and that I hate wearing coats. Just because, well, I'm a fat guy and I don't like wearing coats. So I'm chilly. That ball is lifted out into left field. Barta unable to get to it, but it does fall foul. So count remains 2-2. 2-1. One down here in the top half of the second. Delta Pies. Dun, 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 dun. That ball is hit sharply over to Wallen at short. Picks it up, gets it over to first. A run does come in. So Pies on the sacrifice will have an RBI. As Moeller goes to third, Solberg comes across. So it's now 4-1 in favor of Alcester Hudson here in the top half of the second. That brings up number 22, Ellie Deering. Swing and a miss, strike one. That ball's fouled off, 0-2. Just a reminder, tonight at 7 and tomorrow at 2:30, the Vermilion High School is putting on the Addams Family musical at the high school, so definitely take that in if you can. I'm planning on going tomorrow night. Actually, who knows? Depending on what time this game gets over, I might just stop in Vermilion and go tonight. Who knows? Who knows? Like a Band-Aid, one fell swoop type of thing. But there's also a Tom Petty tribute band in Yankton that I'd really like to see. So again, depends on what time this game gets over. So hopefully we'll see you at one of those. Here's the windup from Chandler. Ooh, just out of the zone. 1-2. And again, we'll be presenting our 5-star streaming scholarship on Wednesday to one boy and one girl. That ball is lifted high, out into the outfield, over the head of Chandler Cleveland, to the fence. And that will score a run, and Deering will be in at second with a stand-up double and an RBI. So the score is now 5-1 in favor of Alcester Hudson on the backs of 4 hits. Brings up number 19, Sarah Ebert. She popped out to the catcher. Her last time up, that would have been in the first inning. It's now the second inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2. Ball 1-2. And I will admit I missed that first one, so it might not be a strike. That one's hit right to wall and fielded well, cleanly, and over to Bailey Baylor for a nice 6-3 putout. In the inning, 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors at the end of 1.5. It's Alcester Hudson 5, Vermilion 1. We'll be back with the bottom half of the second inning after these messages. You are watching Vermilion Tanager Softball on Vermilion Streaming, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood, down at the lumberyard, down at the lumberyard.
But it's not just wood at the lumberyard. With a wide variety of quality building materials, the folks at the lumberyard can help you with all of your project needs. Whether it be paint, siding, cabinets, windows, or of course lumber, the lumberyard is ready to help. The best wood in the neighborhood at the lumberyard, 1000 West Cherry Street in Vermilion.
Welcome back to Elk Point, South Dakota, where we're in Game 2 of a triangular between Vermilion, Alcester Hudson, and Elk Point Jefferson. As we head into the bottom half of the second, Vermilion trails the Cubs of Alcester Hudson 5-1. Up to bat for Vermilion, Bailey Baylor, the first baseman. First pitch to Baylor is in for a strike, 0-1. Here's Moeller's pitch. That is high, 1-1. On deck, number 11, Sienna Mount. Or no, sorry, Mackenzie Richardson. Here's the windup from Moeller. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That is the first out of the inning. Again, that'll bring up designated player Mackenzie Richardson. And she'll be followed by Sienna Mount. Ooh, first pitch called a strike. Framed pretty well because I thought that was a little bit low, but 0-1. That ball's popped up, out of play. 0-2 on Richardson, and again Sienna Mount on deck. Vermilion scored 1 run in the first inning with a leadoff hit from Barta. She eventually came around to score. Chandler Cleveland also got a hit. That one's hit down the first baseline. That is foul and out of play. Count remains 0-2 to Mackenzie Richardson. With 1 down, nobody on here in the bottom half of the second. Vermilion just looking to get something going. Moeller with an off speed. Strikes out Richardson swinging. That's her second strikeout of the inning. All 5 of her outs so far have come via strikeout. And brings up Sienna Mount. First pitch is a strike on Mount, 0-1. Ooh, that is high. Count is 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Moeller to Mount. That is low and in the dirt, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Moeller. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2. That might help. 2-2 is the count on Mount. That ball is low. Runs the count full. 3-2. Realized my big flippin' noggin blocked the wind enough that maybe if I switched the position of the microphone in my headset, it might have a little less wind noise. It feels like it, at least what I can tell in the headset here, so I hope that helps. So here's the full count. Payoff pitch from Moeller to Mount. And that is ball 4. Mount takes her base, and that will bring up Taylor Barta. Barta bunted on with a single last time. And Mount has good speed, so the way Barta can bunt, this could be the chance to get something going again for these Tanagers, because then Kristen Moser is up. She has good speed too. Ball is bunted back to the pitcher, Moeller. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. That toss over to first just got Barta. If it did, it just got her. And so it was a close bang-bang play. And that is the end of the inning for Vermilion. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on. After 2, Alcester Hudson leads 5-1. We'll be back with more on Vermilion Streaming. You're watching Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Are you ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Todd's Electric, your full-service electrical contracting company. Todd's Electric services residential, commercial, agricultural, and industrial customers. From the simplest service call to the most complex design build project, Todd's Electric has the expertise to do it right. Call Todd's Electric for all your electrical needs. Todd's Electric, helping you control all things electric. Except for lightning. Todd's Electric. Go Tanagers.
Welcome back to Elk Point, South Dakota. I'm Michael Schumacher, the voice of the Tanagers, as we are now in the top of the 3rd inning. As Alcester Hudson leads 5-1. They are the visiting team, so they are batting. That ball's hit back to Chandler Cleveland, over to Baylor for a quick 1-3 putout for the first out of the inning. That is a swing and a miss for strike 1. Another swing and a miss for strike 2. 0-2. Quickly with one down. Nobody on here in the top half of the third inning. Ball 1-2. Ball 2-2 to Hannah Ahart. As Cleveland steps on the rubber in the circle. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. She does run down to first, and she will be safe. She will be safe. That is Alexis Gray will be safe. As Madeline Eisenbeis was unable to contain the throw or the pitch. So Alexis Gray strikes out but does reach first on the passed ball. That brings up Jenna Manning. Manning flew out to left field last inning. First pitch to Manning is a strike, 0-1. Swing and miss for strike 2. Ooh, that pitch is high. 1-2. And that ball, laced past Moser at third base. That'll be runners at first and second on the single by Manning. Nice piece of hitting by Manning there. So now runners at first and second, one down as we get back to the top of the order, and Emma Solberg. Solberg walked in the first inning. Had a single in the second. She has 2 stolen bases. That ball is grounded just past Halverson at second. And Gray is running home. And she is out at the plate. Great relay throw. Great throw from Barta. Actually, it was just a straight throw from Barta. Barta's got an arm out there. So it's a single by Solberg. She reaches second on the throw. Manning's at third. And Gray is out for the second out of the inning. Man, I think Barta has found her place out there in right field. Holy moly. So that brings up Paxton Moeller, who has walked twice so far. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Barta had a play earlier where her arm kept runners from advancing. So Barta has found a great spot out in right field. That pitch is a ball, 1-1. Got a little distracted by some people doing some disc golf out here. That ball is lifted foul. 2 strikes. Count remains 1-2. On deck is pitcher Emma Moeller. Ball is high, 2-2. Ball's lifted and caught there by Maya Halverson out at second. So, in the inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. At the end of 2.5, Alcester Hudson leads Vermilion 5-1. We'll be back with the bottom half of the third inning after these messages. You are watching Vermilion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Last week, a guy walked into the UPS store in Vermilion. He did not notice the copiers, the printers, the mailboxes, the banners, the posters, not even the business and shipping supplies. It was like he had blinders on. Hi, this is Jay with the UPS store in Vermilion. Many people don't see everything we have to offer when they stop by the UPS store to ship their packages. They miss all the things we have, like printing, designing. We even offer notary services here at the UPS store, located on Cherry Street in Vermilion.
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermilion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, you know. So call Justin at Vermilion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermilion Auto Works.
Welcome back to Elk Point, South Dakota, where the Tanagers trail 5-1 to Alcester Hudson as we head into the bottom half of the third. As leading off for Vermilion is Kristen Moser, as Barta was thrown out at first in a bang-bang play. Here's the pitch to Moser in the dirt. Gets past the catcher, 1-1. Here's the windup from Moeller. Popped up, and that will be out of play. 2 strikes on the ball, on the count. 1-2 on Moser. On deck, Janaea Cleveland and Chandler Cleveland this inning. So here's the 1-2 pitch to Moser. That is high, 2-2. Fouled back, count remains 2-2. The ball is fouled on the third baseline. Count remains 2-2 to Kristen Moser. Here in the bottom half of the third inning as Vermilion trails 5-1 to Alcester Hudson. On deck is Janaea Cleveland, with Chandler Cleveland due up after that. Emma Moeller pitching a great game for Alcester Hudson. Here's the windup. That ball is lifted into the outfield. That is a great piece of hitting by Moser, and that will be a single for Kristen. I have that as Vermilion's second hit of the game. So now with Moser at first, Janaea Cleveland comes up. Janaea and Chandler both have some power, along with Maya Halverson and Madigan Wallen. So a chance to maybe get something going for Vermilion. Here's the first pitch to Janaea from Emma Moeller. Fouled back, 0-1. That ball is lifted high into the outfield. Going back. No, unable to make the catch is the right fielder, Moser, round second. She's going to head to third. We'll have runners at second and third now for Chandler Cleveland. As Janaea Cleveland doubles to center field, but not knowing if it was going to be caught or not, Moser could not take as much advantage as she would have liked, unfortunately, because otherwise you have to run all the way back to first. So playing it smart, good base running, gets runners to second and third. That brings up Chandler Cleveland. Chandler singled her last time up. That ball is lifted high into center field. That should score a run. It is caught out in center field. Janaea Cleveland will stay at second. Kristen Moser will score on the Chandler Cleveland sacrifice. So now one down with a runner left on base. And now the score is 5-2. That brings up pitcher, now second baseman, Maya Halverson. Here's the windup and the delivery. That ball is hit right back to the pitcher. That will advance Janaea to third. Brings up shortstop Madigan Wallen. Wallen would love to get a hold of one here. Make that score 5-3, maybe even 5-4. Wallen struck out swinging her first time up. First pitch to Wallen is low, 1-0. So with two down, and Janaea Cleveland on third, Madigan Wallen is up 1-0 on the count. Vermilion trails 5-2 here in the bottom half of the third. That pitch is out of the zone, 2-0. Bailey Baylor on deck. Mighty swing by Wallen makes it 2-1. So again, two down, runner on third for Wallen, 2-1 count. That pitch is low, runs it to 3-1. Moeller steps to the rubber in the circle. Here's the windup. And the pitch. Well, it's lifted high, coming my way, and it's going to be caught for the third out of the inning. But in the inning, one run on two hits. There were no errors. At the end of three, Vermilion now trails 5-2. You're watching Vermilion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Again, they trail 5-2 on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermilion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermilion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermilion Vision Care Associates.
Federal Credit Union, we believe in giving back to the community that supports us. That's why our employees make it a priority to volunteer their time and talents to make a difference. Whether it's improving local causes, fighting hunger, or supporting our local zoo, our team is dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a part of the community, working together to make it a better place for everyone. Your community, your credit union. Voyage Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball as we head into the top half of the fourth inning. Alcester Hudson to bat. Up now is pitcher Emma Moeller, followed by Delta Pies and Ellie Deering. First pitch is fouled off to Moeller. That is 0-1. That's grounded to Wallen. Wallen over to first for a nice 6-3 putout. For the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Delta Pies. That ball is hit. Ooh, just almost over the head of Madigan Wallen, but not enough. All right, that's a fly out to shortstop. Again, not too many players can transition from playing catcher to playing short. Madigan Wallen's a special athlete, especially on the ball field. So it's great to see her out there. Now 2 down for Ellie Deering. First pitch to Deering is a ball. She reached on an error in the first inning and then had a nice double in the second. That ball is grounded to Wallen. Wallen up. Nice throw over to Baylor. That was the Madigan Wallen half of the inning for Vermilion defensively. 2 6-3 putouts and then a nice catch of a fly ball into the grass by Delta Pies. So 1-2-3 inning, no runs, no hits, no errors at the end of 3.5. Vermilion trails 5-2. We'll be back with more on Vermilion Streaming. This is Tanager Softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality healthcare, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball on Vermilion Streaming on YouTube. I'm Michael Schumacher, and we're in Elk Point, South Dakota for a triangular. This is Game 2. The first pitch to Bailey Baylor is fouled off. It runs the count to 0-1 on Baylor. Bailey struck out swinging in the second inning. She's playing some solid first base, though. Here's the pitch from Moeller. In for a strike, 0-2. And that is a called third strike. So 3 pitches, 3 strikes, first out of the inning. That'll bring up designated player Mackenzie Richardson. Richardson also struck out swinging in her first time up in the second inning. That pitch is lifted into shallow right field or left field, and that will be a single for Mackenzie. Mackenzie with Vermilion's 4th hit of the game. No, 5th hit of the game. Sorry about that. So now with a runner on first, brings up Sienna Mount. Mount walked her first time up. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 0-1. After Mount, you'll have the top of the order with Taylor Barda and Kristen Moser. Emma Moeller steps into the pitcher's circle. Oh, nice swing by Mount, but fouled straight back. 0-2. So here's the 0-2 pitch to Moser. 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. That pitch is high, 1-2. And there's a quick snap throw down to first, but not in time. Mackenzie Richardson gets back in safely. That pitch is low and in the dirt. Richardson does not try to advance. Probably a good thing it didn't get that far away from the catcher. So it's 2-2. It's now 2-2 count on Sienna Mount. Count and Mount. They rhyme. Here's the windup and the pitch. Out of the zone. Ball 3. 3-2. Boy, you'd love to get runners on first and second. Taylor Barta has a great ability to bunt, connect, at the very least connects with the ball, gets it into play. So here's the payoff pitch from Emma Moeller. That ball is grounded down to third. Ooh, not a clean catch there, but in time. No, they called Richardson safe at second. Okay. Huh. Must have seen something. Nobody's arguing. So that brings up the top of the order in Taylor Barta. That's a fielder's choice, so not an official hit for Mount. But now one down, runners on first and second. Taylor Barta at the bat. Mighty Casey, Mighty Taylor. Takes ball 1, 1-0. And there's not a separate stream for the next game. We're just going to keep it here between games. And that ball does get past the catcher. Both runners will advance on ball 2. So count is 2-0 now with one down. Runners at second and third. You just wonder, Moeller pitched the entire game against EPJ. You're tired. Arm has to get tired at some point. That ball is bunted foul, really foul, out of play foul. Makes it 2-1. Again on deck, second baseman, now third baseman, Kristen Moser. She moved to third when Maya Halverson came out, and Chandler Cleveland moved from third to pitcher, and Halverson moved to second. They're going to say that she offered at it, so it's 2-2 is the count. So here's the 2-2 pitch from Emma Moeller with runners on second and third. Takes ball 3, full count. Now here's something to keep in mind. Last time against T area, Taylor did her slap bunt, and they called it a bunt attempt on with 2 strikes, and it went foul, so they counted her out. That ball is bunted perfectly right in front of home plate, and she is safe at first, and a run does score. So, single by Taylor brings in McKenzie. Now, Sienna Mount stays at second, so now it's runners at first and second, but it's now 5-3. Alcester Hudson in favor of Vermilion. One down. And that brings up third baseman now, Kristen Moser. Moser struck out looking her first time up, singled in the third. First pitch from Moser gets past the catcher, and runners will advance to second and third. So now runners in scoring position. And I believe that was called ball 1. So 1-0. You wonder if Moser tries to bunt across, as it's now 5-3, not 5-2. Right, 1, 2, 3, yes. Runners at second and third, one down. That's in for a strike, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Moser. That is high, 2-1. As we're in the bottom half of the fourth inning. That pitch is a strike. 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch from Moeller to Moser. Here's the windup. The ball's lifted high behind the plate, and that will be out of play. Count remains full, 3-2. So again, Vermilion has cut the lead now to 5-3. That pitch is lifted right back to the pitcher. Neither runner advances, though, so no harm, no foul other than just the out on Moser. And that will bring up center fielder Janaea Cleveland. Janaea got a hold of one that went to the fence. That first pitch to Janaea is high, 1-0. It's now 2 down, 2 on here in the bottom half of the fourth. Second pitch to Chandler is low, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Ball is lifted high down the first baseline, and that will be caught there for the third out of the inning. But in the inning, they do score a run. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors at the end of 4. It's Vermilion, Alcester Hudson 5. Vermilion 3. We'll be back with the top half of the 5th inning after these messages on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. This is Vermilion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
You want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you got to call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
Game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
Wanting a specialist without leaving town? We've got you covered. Our clinic offers specialists for the health and wellness of your family. From pediatricians to OBGYNs, plus primary care. You can find it all at Vermilion Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball. Another hot shot to Madigan Wallen. Over to Bailey Baylor for the first out of the inning. Madigan Wallen putting on a clinic on just basic defense there at shortstop. Like I said, it's not the transition from catcher to shortstop is not one that every player can make. A, not every player can play catcher. B, not every player can play shortstop, let alone do both. So if I sound like I'm singing her praises, I am. It's an amazing transition for Wallen. That's my 3 out of the last 4 have been a 6-3 put out. So All right, so one down here in the top half of the fifth. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. And if you're saying, well, who's up to bat? I don't know. She wears a jacket up there, and so I haven't been able to figure out who I don't have on the field. That's grounded right back to Chandler. Chandler over to Baylor. Another quick out. That's another 1-3 put out. Chandler doing really well, making quick work right now of Alcester Hudson. That is 6 putouts in a row for Chandler. So 2 outs, 2 down, and that will bring up Alexis Gray. First pitch to Gray is a strike, 0-1. And that's what Coach Budmeyer did say. Chandler will attack. You know, not a ton of movement, not going to nibble at the edges. She's just going to attack you. That pitch is in for a strike, 0-2. Gray struck out swinging her last time up, singled in the first inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another 1-2-3 inning for Chandler Cleveland. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're going to be back at the bottom half of the fifth as Vermilion starts nibbling away. They're now down 5-3 to Alcester Hudson. We'll be back after these messages on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Save means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sunday. Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. The Oshkosh front discharge mixers allow for easy placement of concrete, and with the 6-wheel drive and low-range transfer case, they're nearly unstoppable. More of a do-it-yourself fan? Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is teaming up with Clark's Rentals in Yankton, bringing you a wide range of hand tools, mini excavators, skid steers, aerial lift equipment, and more to get the job done. Choose Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment for all your concrete needs, and Clark's Rentals, your rental equipment headquarters.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball. First pitch swinging is Chandler Cleveland, and that goes right over to second base for a quick 4-3 putout for the first out of the inning here in the bottom half of the fifth, where Vermilion currently trails by a score of 5-3. So that will bring up second baseman Maya Halverson. She started the game as a pitcher and moved to second. Here's the pitch from Emma Moeller. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. So Chandler's been making really quick work, so hopefully they can get offensively get another run or two here. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 1-1. So here's Emma Moeller, 1-1 pitch to Halverson. That ball is laced over the mound, over the circle. Fielded there by short, though. And they get Halverson by a step. So 6-3 put out. Nice fielding there as well. So quickly 2 down for Vermilion. That is Delta Pies at shortstop. I remembered her being pretty talented last year when I got to cover Alcester Hudson at State. So that brings up shortstop Madigan Wallen. First pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. So Emma Moeller working quickly. That ball is lifted foul, 0-2. And I didn't mention Vermilion's uniforms, all black. The all-black uniforms, black pants, black shirts, black stockings with the red numbers and letters. Vermilion on the front, and then the red number with white tanagers on the back. That ball is in the dirt, 1-2. So just a nice look for these uniforms. If I remember right, I think Alcester Hudson's white uniforms are pinstriped. That's a pretty classy look as well. So here's a 1-2 count to Madigan Wallen. Emma Moeller gets Wallen to pop it out to first. Oops. And that will be the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors at the end of 5 innings. It's Vermilion 5, Alcester Hudson 5, Vermilion 3. We'll be back after these messages on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. I'm Michael Schumacher, the voice of the Tanagers, and this is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermilion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with the worth ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermilion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Vermilion trails 5-3 on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard as we head into the top of the 6th inning. First pitch to the number 9 hitter, third baseman Jenna Manning, is a strike, 0-1. At least I thought it was called a strike, but I could be wrong. Again, swing and a miss, 0-2. I can't see the scoreboard here in the outfield, and Game Changer is not updating. So I'm kind of a blind man here. I'm trying to keep stats and pay attention, so I apologize. Swing and a miss. And nope, that would make it 1-2. So the first pitch must have been a ball. Miss List would be so happy because I can do math. May she rest in peace. She was my calculus teacher. All right, that is 2-2. Following Manning will be Emma Solberg, the right fielder, and then Paxton Moeller, the 1 and 2 hitters. Here's the windup and the pitch. Ball is lifted into the outfield, and that will drop. That will be a single for Jenna Manning, her second straight hit. That'll bring up right fielder Emma Solberg. So that breaks a run of 7 consecutive putouts by Chandler Cleveland. That pitch gets past Eisenbeis, and Manning will make it down to second. So count is 1-0. As the wind is picking up just a little bit. Gosh, if that sun could come out at all, it'd be beautiful. Pitch is high. I think it's 3-0. That pitch is lifted high into shallow right field. Fielded there by Sienna Mount, just about 10 feet away from the dirt, but a nice fielding play by Mount for the first out of the inning. Manning remains at second. That'll bring up Paxton Moeller. First pitch to Moeller is fouled off, 0-1. Pitch is fouled off. 0-2. On deck is pitcher Emma Moeller. Jenna Manning is at second. She hit a single and then reached on a passed ball or a wild pitch. Ball's fouled off yet again. Count remains 0-2. So 0-2. Wind up from Chandler. That ball is lifted high. That'll be shallow, and Taylor unable to get to it. Runners will now be at first and third on the single by Paxton Moeller. Brings up pitcher Emma Moeller. She has flown out to Taylor in the first and second, and then grounded to Madigan in the fourth. So that is the 9th hit of the game for Alcester Hudson. As the score is 5-3 in favor of Alcester Hudson. First pitch to Emma Moeller is a ball, 1-0. That pitch is hit into the outfield back, and that is a home run. That will be a 3-run home run for Emma Moeller. As Paxton Moeller will score, Jenna Manning will score, and Emma Moeller will come around to score. That makes the score 8-3. And we'll clear the bases. And we'll bring up Delta Pies. First pitch to Pies is laced out into left field. That will fall, but it is foul, so that moves the count to 0-1. So again, so far this inning, 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 down. Delta Pies at bat. Now Delta hit a single in the first, sacrificed in the second, and flew out to shortstop in the fourth, sorry. That is lifted into shallow right field, and Mount will make the catch for the second out of the inning. So now with 2 down, that brings up Ellie Deering. So with nobody on and 2 down, Ellie Deering at the bat. That ball is laced into the outfield, and Barta camps underneath, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning. But in the inning, 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors at the end of 5.5. Vermilion trails 8-3. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 6th inning after these messages on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. I'm Michael Schumacher, and this is Tanager Softball being brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford. How about some accessories like WeatherTech floor mats, access roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online too at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermilion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball. As we are here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, Vermilion now trails 8-3. After this game, Vermilion will play Elk Point Jefferson. So Mackenzie Richardson is up to bat. Here's the windup and the pitch. That is a ball. On deck is Sienna Mount. That ball is lifted high into the outfield between right and center field, and that will be caught there in center field for that out. Brings up Sienna Mount. On deck is Taylor Barda. Pitch is low, 1-0. Pitch is high, 2-0. Pitch is fouled off. 2-1. Mount doubled in the second, reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth. Pitch is ball 3. So 2 down here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Pitch is in for a strike. Full count, 3-2. As Moeller has gone the distance for Alcester Hudson. Pitch is low, and that is a ball. Mount will walk for the second time, and that will bring up Taylor Barda. Barda with 2 singles and a bunt back to the pitcher. That was fielded and was a bang-bang play. Comes up. Hoping for Vermilion to get something going. Don't need to get all 5 runs back right now, but it would be nice. So here's the pitch to Barda from Moeller. And that is bunted down the first baseline. Fielded there, and that will be so she's out at first, and that, yeah, it was the third out of the inning. There just seemed to be a lot of confusion. As Mount kept running, the first baseman was like, yes. Everyone seemed a little bit confused, which led to my confusion. I'm like, I have that as the third out. So, all right. Well, we'll be back after these messages with the top of the 7th as Vermilion trails 8-3. You're listening to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank on Vermilion Streaming on YouTube.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home for your family, you want to sell your existing home, or you're a student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. Being locally owned and with over 150 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermilion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermilion.
Welcome back. First pitch swung on, and that is hit behind first base, and that was fair, but mishandled by Maya. So on the error, the runner will make it to first. So Ebert at first. That hit is popped up to Chandler Cleveland for a quick first out. And that will bring up Alexis Gray. So with Ebert at first, one down, Alexis Gray comes up. Gray singled in the first and struck out swinging in both the third and the fifth. She did reach base in the third inning on a passed ball. And the first pitch here is a strike, 0-1. Pitch is nubbed back to Chandler again for the second out of the inning. Two quick putouts from Chandler. Gets us to 2 outs. Runner still on first. And that'll bring up Jenna Manning. On deck, the top of the order, and right fielder Emma Solberg. That pitch is laced into the outfield over the head of Taylor Barta to the fence. And runners will be at second and third. Again, Barta has quite the arm out there, so that is a double for Manning. But against a lesser arm, Ebert would have scored. So that'll bring up Emma Solberg in right field. So runners at second and third with 2 down. First pitch swung on and missed, 0-1. Fouled off, 0-2. All right, so runners at second and third. 2 down, swing and a miss, and that is strike 3, and that will be the third out of the inning. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 error. At the end of 6.5, it's Alcester Hudson 8, Vermilion 3. Vermilion needs 5 runs to keep this game going, or they will be facing a loss and then heading on to take on Elk Point Jefferson. We'll be back after these messages. You're listening to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank on Vermilion, streaming on YouTube.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball here on Vermilion Streaming. I'm Michael Schumacher. As we head into the bottom half of the 7th, Vermilion will have up Kirsten Moser, Janaea Cleveland, and Chandler Cleveland. They need 5 runs to keep this game going, 6 to win. Now, just a reminder, there's not a separate stream for the Elk Point Jefferson Tanager game. We will just keep it here. And the first pitch to Moser is a ball, 1-0. Wind up in the pitch from Moeller. Fouled back, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Moser from Moeller. That is low, 2-1. Ball 3, 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch coming. Ball 4, 4-1. 4-1. That's a walk. Kristen Moser is aboard. Brings up center fielder Janaea Cleveland. First pitch to Janaea is a ball. Gets past the catcher. Moser moves down to second. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Moeller to Janaea Cleveland. Pitch is low, 2-0. For any USD fans wondering, Miles Harden is still on the board, but he is now listed as the best available cornerback. So hopefully, coming off the board here shortly will be Miles Harden of the USD Coyotes. Wouldn't mind him going to the Vikings. They could use a good cornerback. That ball is laced out into the outfield. That will get past the left fielder, and that is fair. Janaea Cleveland rounds second. Moser, no, they're calling it foul. So that will make it 2-1. I do honestly believe Miles Harden, I thought he was going to be drafted before now, but again, I would love if the Vikings would get him. So here's the 2-1 to Chandler. No, to Janaea, sorry. Ball's grounded up the middle, and that will be a single. And Moser will score. Cleveland is digging for second. She will be out at second. Oh. So a single for Janaea. Out trying to make it into a double. Does score Moser, making it 8-4. So now nobody on. One down for Chandler. So the Vikings pick at number 230. And right now, it's on pick 210. So that hit by Chandler is to the fence. And she's going to round first. She'll dig in for second, and she'll be safe at second. And you know, Janaea is probably, just like she is on the basketball court, just aggressive. But she's probably thinking, man, I probably should have stayed at first. But I almost wonder if she was safe at second. It was close. But that is another hit for Vermillion as Chandler Cleveland doubles. because Janaea probably would have scored on that from first as that was hit well enough. So that brings up Maya Halverson. That pitch is high. 2-0. Oh, that was a strike. 2-1. Ball 3, 3-1. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swung on and missed. 3-2. So one down. Chandler Cleveland on second for Maya Halverson. 3-2 count. Emma Moeller in the circle. Here's the windup and the pitch. As fouled down the first baseline. That pitch is high. That is a walk. On the pass ball, Chandler does advance down to third. So now runners at first and third. One down here in the bottom half of the seventh. Vermilion trails 8-4. They are putting something together here, though. As Madigan Wallen is at the bat, as Alcester Hudson gathers on the in the circle. So again, if you remember, Janaea Cleveland out trying to stretch a single into a double, the only out of the game so far. Kristen Moser walked to lead off. Double by Chandler Cleveland, and another walk by Maya Halverson. They are keeping Emma Moeller out there as Madigan Wallen steps up. Madigan looking for her first hit of the game. First pitch to Wallen is a strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Wallen. That is laced into right field, and that will fall. One run will score, and Halverson will stay at second. So, on the single by Wallen, we now have runners at first and second, and the score is now 8-5. Brings up first baseman Bailey Baylor. Now, it does make that out by Janaea on second. A little more unfortunate. That ball is hit by Baylor into the outfield, into center field. That will, Halverson rounds third. She's heading home, and she's going to make it home. So runners now at first and second. As Baylor singled, Wallen makes it to second. Halverson scores, makes the score 8-6. So it's 8-6 with one down. That brings up Mackenzie Richardson. Richardson is 1 for 3 on the game with a strikeout, a flyout, and a single. First pitch is a ball. 1-0. Ball's lifted into shallow center field, and that will be misplayed. And Wallen had to hold up, and so she took off. Bases are loaded on the error. Error on the center fielder. Loads the bases for Sienna Mount. So it does mean a force out at any base. But right now you have Madigan Wallen at third, Bailey Baylor at second, and Mackenzie Richardson at first. No, coming in for Vermilion. Hard to read that number. If it's been like any other time, though, it's Chloe Bottleson, likely. So I'm assuming number 19. If she ends up rounding third as the tie runner, then we'll know. So Emma Moeller still on the mound, facing Sienna Mount. Then the top of the order. First pitch by Mount is lifted high into the outfield. That's going to be at the fence. No, hits the fence. 1-1 will score. Bottleson will score. We now have a tie game. We now have a tie game with Mount on second. Mackenzie Richardson on third. It was Chloe Bottleson running for Baylor that scored. So now it's a tie game. It is 8-8 with one down here in the bottom half of the seventh inning. Runners at second and third for Vermilion. Brings up Taylor Barta. Now, Taylor is usually kind of a slap bunter. You wonder if they'll try to do that, some sort of suicide squeeze. Yeah, boy, not quite sure what kind of speed Richardson has. Taylor's really good at making contact, so geez. I don't envy Coach Budmeyer here making this choice, but that's why I'm sure they pay him the big bucks to be a high school softball coach. Oh, that kid's past the catcher. Oh, but Richardson did not react in time. 1-0. I'm sure she was just debating, do I go and potentially get caught off? Oh. All right. One ball, no strikes, one down. Runners on second and third in the form of Sienna Mount on second and Mackenzie Richardson on third. Taylor Barta at the bat. Ball is bunted out past the first, and that will be it. Taylor Barta has bunted in the game-winning run. As Mackenzie Richardson scores, and that will do it. Vermilion wins 9-8. They'll be taking on Elk Point Jefferson in the final game of this triangular. I was just talking with Taylor's mom. Vermilion is a late inning team, just like they were in basketball for some reason. Everything is towards the end. So a great game by both teams. I'm looking forward. I hope I get a chance to follow Alcester Hudson at state as well. I think Vermilion's going to be at state. If it's like last year, they'll be in the same complex. Looking forward to that. So I'm not quite sure how long the break will be for this time between games. And so I'm going to sign off for a little bit, but keep it tuned here. This is where Game 2 against EPJ will continue. You've been watching Vermilion Tanager Softball on Vermilion Streaming on YouTube, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher, and we'll be back shortly with more Tanager Softball. Dakota National Bank, serving their customers for over 150 years. I'm the voice of the Tanagers, Michael Schumacher. We've had a great season so far, not just in softball, but in boys and girls basketball and football, and looking forward to bringing you more. I would have been doing some baseball today as well, but that did get postponed. as we look to bring you the best in Tanager coverage. As part of that, I will be not broadcasting anything, but I do plan on going to the Addams Family musical tomorrow, as we will be at Vermilion High School, so looking forward to that. So as they trot out the starting lineups for the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies, they will be the home team. Pitching for Elk Point Jefferson will be number 3, Reagan Rasmussen. Playing third base is Molly Geary. Ainsley Gessinger is the designated player for the squad. Number 14, Samantha Marks, will be playing left field. Number 4, McKinley Hammett, will be the second baseman. Shortstop is number 15, Sarah Schmitz. All right, so batting up first for Vermilion this inning will be Taylor Barta, Kristen Moser, and Janaea Cleveland. Just a little bit of a change-up in what they have done previously. That was the lineup in the last game as well. Barta playing right field. Kristen Moser at second base. And Janaea Cleveland out in center field. So again, we want to thank all of our sponsors, and this is brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Scoreboard sponsor is Midwest Ready Mix. Midwest Ready Mix for all of your needs. So again, Elk Point Jefferson, again, all blue uniform, much like Alcester Hudson. They also have a light blue stripe on the shoulders and the pants and the side of the shirts. Black numbers and letters with white trim, black stockings below the knees. Just a nice, again, classic, clean look. All right, here we go with the final game of this triangular. This will be Elk Point Jefferson versus Vermilion. First pitch. In for a strike, 0-1. One pitch bunted back to the pitcher, fielded cleanly, throw over to first, but not in time. Barta will be there. The throw, first base couldn't handle the throw, but I don't know that it would have beaten her anyhow, as Reagan Rasmussen fielded it cleanly, but Barta, with that track star speed, makes it down to first. We're going to count that as a hit. Brings up Kristen Moser, number 2, the second baseman. Again, 1-2 punch, a lot of speed at the top here. And Barta is heading down to second, and she will be safe at second. Stolen base there. So first pitch was a strike, 0-1. That ball's in the dirt, gets to the backstop, and Barta's going to make it down to third. So now the count is 1-1. And again, this is where that speed of Barta and then Moser and even Janaea Cleveland come into play. Fouled off. Janae had to do a little bit of a skip there to get out of the way, but runs the count to 1-2. Even despite the overcast skies, it turned out to be a pretty decent day. A little chilly, but a nice day for some softball out here. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Rasmussen. That is high, 2-2. EPJ won the first game of this triangular over Alcester Hudson by a score of 9-7, I believe. Ball 3, 3-2. So Taylor Barta on third, ready to run on contact. And that will be ball 4. So now runners at first and third as Moser is now aboard on base on balls. Brings up center fielder Janaea Cleveland. On deck, shortstop Chandler Cleveland. Throw down to third is not in time. So 1-0 count to Janaea Cleveland. Nobody down. 2 runners on base. Runners on first and third. Actually, should say runners on second and third. Swing and a miss, 1-1. So a hit to the outfield. Janaea Cleveland for Janaea would probably score 2 runs, especially with that speed of Moser at second. That ball is high. Gets to the backstop. Barta's heading home. And she is going to be safe. And Moser makes it over to third. So, count is 2-1. Nobody down, and Vermilion has their first run across. It's 1-0. 1-0 lead for Vermilion on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. That is high, 3-1. That ball's laced into the outfield, drops into center field. And that will score another run. So Janaea Cleveland with the second hit of the game for Vermilion. That ball is hit over to third. Quick throw to second to get the lead runner. So now with 1 down and a runner at first, that will bring up Maya Halverson. Count is 1-0 to Maya. Vermilion off to a 2-0 lead. Ball 2, 2-0. On deck is shortstop Madigan Wallen. Madigan had a crucial hit in the 7th inning for Vermilion in the last game. That pitch is in for a strike. Throw down to second is high, though. And Chandler Cleveland is in with the stolen base. So count is 1-1. 2-1. Swing and miss for strike 2. Pitch is high. So that runs it to a full count on Halverson. With Chandler Cleveland at second, Madigan Wallen on deck. Payoff pitch is popped up. Will it stay in play? It looks like it will, and it is fielded there by the third baseman for the second out of the inning. So that brings up shortstop Madigan Wallen. 2 runs in on 2 hits for Vermilion. Now 2 down. And on deck is first baseman Bailey Baylor. First pitch is a ball to Madigan Wallen, 1-0. Ball 2, 2-0. Here's Rasmussen's windup. And the pitch. Swung on and missed, 2-1. So with Chandler Cleveland on second and 2 down, here's the 2-1 pitch to Madigan Wallen. That is inside, 3-1. Again, on deck is Bailey Baylor. She also had a crucial hit in the 7th inning. That ball's laced down to third base. Fielded cleanly there by Geary. A nice throw across the diamond for the 3rd out of the inning. But in the inning, 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors at the end of half an inning. It's Vermilion 2, EPJ nothing as they come up to hit here in the bottom half of the 1st. We'll be back with more Tanager softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher, and this is Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Interior technicians.
I'm ready for my big role, Jerry.
What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. You know, like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
So the shoot's in an office? I can make that work.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermilion, they strive to provide the highest quality patient-centered dental care in a friendly, relaxing atmosphere. Knutson Family Dentistry works hard to provide the best cosmetic, general, and emergency dental treatment in the area. With over 50 years of combined dental experience, the latest dental technology, and a professional and compassionate staff, they're your top choice for dental care. Call for an appointment at 605-857-8008. Knutson Family Dentistry of Vermilion.
Welcome back to Tanager softball. First pitch is a strike for Maya Halverson as Elk Point Jefferson is at bat. Three and one. To Hannah Neerman. Third baseman Molly Geary now up. That ball's hit over to Chandler Cleveland at third, and they do get the lead runner. So Neerman is out on the fielder's choice. So that brings up number 15, Sarah Schmitz, who's playing short. That ball is hit down the right field line. That will be in for a hit. Runners will be at first and second. So that is the first hit of the game. As runners now at first and second. Sierra Mount did a nice job of getting that ball in. So Paige Jacobs now at bat for this Husky squad. With the runners on first and second, one down. That pitch is fouled off. So Jacobs now 1-1. Halverson didn't quite have it in the first game. Hopefully with a lead, maybe a little bit looser this time around. That is high, 2-1. Ball is lifted high down the right field line. That will be foul, 2-2. So we're in the bottom half of the first inning. Vermilion leads 2-0. 2-2 count, one down, runners on first and second for Paige Jacobs. Counts 1-0. Coach Budmeyer coming out to talk to Halverson. As it's McKinley Hammett at bat. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Maya Halverson. That is high, 3-0. Strike one, 3-1. So one down, bases loaded. You're in the bottom half of the first. Strike two, full count. Vermilion did score 2 runs in the top half of the first inning. They'd love to keep that lead here. Force at any base. Gets past Eisenbeis, but that won't matter. Runners advance on ball 4. It's now 2-1. So 2-1. Now in favor of Vermilion here in the bottom half of the first. So Samantha Marks up to bat. 1-1 now. Base is still loaded with 1 down. Ball's in the dirt. 2-1. Maddie Eisenbeis doing a nice job behind the plate. That ball is grounded right back to Halverson. Over to first. Run does score. Ansley Getzinger, the designated player, up to bat. First pitch is a strike. 0-1. With 2 down. Runners on second and third. That pitch is a ball, 1-1. Fouled off. Counter goes to 1-2. Two and two. And for those of you wondering, Miles Harden did go to the Cleveland Browns with pick 227. Ball 3, 3-2. Strike 3 called. So that is the third out of the inning, but 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors. At the end of 1 full inning of play, it is Vermilion 2, Elk Point Jefferson 2. We'll be back with the second inning after these messages on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. I'm Michael Schumacher, and this is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
The wait when your furnace and AC needs repair by joining Larry's Heating and Cooling Comfort Care and Elite Care Club. Larry's Comfort Care Club features seasonal maintenance discounts on service and no overtime charges. Larry's Elite Club includes seasonal maintenance, free parts, free labor, free service calls, and both mean you are in front of the line for service. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling and sign up for the Comfort Care or Elite Care Club. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermilion.
You are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills. We'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermilion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball here in the top of the second inning. Vermilion and EPJ tied at 2. Bailey Baylor takes ball. 1-0. It'll be Bailey Baylor, Mackenzie Richardson, and Sienna Mount. That ball's lifted high, floating into left field, and that is first out of the inning. Mackenzie Richardson now up to bat. Richardson, the designated player today. First pitch to Richardson is a ball, 1-0. Second pitch is high, 2-0. That is low, 3-0. So here's the 3-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1, 3-1. One down, nobody on here in the top half of the second inning. Is outside, ball 4. So Richardson aboard with a walk. Second walk given up by Rasmussen. That ball's grounded up the middle, fielded cleanly by shortstop, but first base is unable to contain it. Schmitz with a beautiful, slick fielding play off the bat of Mount. That'll bring up the top of the order, and Taylor Barta now. First pitch in the dirt. Mount does make it down to second. Now, I don't know that Barta's much of a worry or concern to swing away. She'll keep slap hitting or bunting as she's been doing. Fielded so well there by Schmitz, but not in time. Does get past first base. And Mount will come home and score. And Barta rounds second. Barta's coming to third. And she will be safe. Not quite sure what the umpire saw from here. It looked like they had the ball. I'm not quite sure what the umpire saw. So Barta safe at third. So score is now 3-2 in favor of Vermilion. So 2 down, and that brings up second baseman Kristen Moser. Moser walked her last time up. Hot shot down the third baseline. Foul, 0-1. Heads up base running by Barta, but boy, that was close at third. I am, like I said, not sure what the umpire saw. He had a different angle than us, but the ball was there. Ball's lifted high down the first baseline, and that will be out of play. 0-2. Wind up and the pitch. Ball 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. That ball is hit into right field, and Barta will score. And that will be a single for Moser. So it's now 4-2 in favor of Vermilion. Got those 2 runs back that they yielded in the bottom half of the first inning. So that brings up Janaea Cleveland. That is grounded over to short. Here's a quick throw over to first. Nice play by Schmitz for a quick 6-3 put out of Janaea. But in the inning, 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors. At the end of 1.5, it's Vermilion 4, Elk Point Jefferson 2. We'll be back with the bottom half of the second inning after these messages on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. I'm Michael Schumacher, and this is Vermilion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermilion.
Your crew is craving Pizza Ranch? It's easy to order online at pizzaranch.com. Online ordering makes it fast and easy to order craveable crispy ranch chicken or build your favorite pizza exactly how you like it. And now, for even more convenience, place your favorite order with just one tap. So when you're craving pizza or the country's best chicken, go to pizzaranch.com and start your order. For craveable food and convenient online ordering, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
Here in the bottom half of the second inning, pitcher Rasmussen is batting. Quick shot over to Moser, over to first for a quick 4-3 putout. As Reagan Rasmussen. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second. That brings up Laney Trometer, the center fielder. Maya quickly out, 0-1. Fouled off, moves the count to 0-2. Not 2 outs, 2 strikes. So 0-2 on Trometer. Maya Halverson looking to settle down after that first inning. Ball is grounded back, fielded by Wallen, over to first for the second out of the inning. You know, we are seeing some excellent shortstop play here today between Madigan Wallen and Sarah Schmitz and Delta Pies at Alcester Hudson. Some solid shortstop play today. Really, I think they could play short for just about anybody, and we are getting to see it all here on the same field. All right, 2 down here in the bottom half of the second inning. It's the top of the order. It's Hannah Neerman. She walked the first time up. Two down, nobody on. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Ball's popped high. That'll be out of play, 1-1. This is the final game of the triangular today. In game 1, EPJ defeated Alcester Hudson 9-7, I believe. And then Vermilion walked off Alcester Hudson in the last one. And there is a nice shot into left field. That is a single there for Hannah Neerman. She's been on base twice now. Once by a walk, once with a single. Brings up third baseman Molly Gary. Now with a runner on second. So Vermilion walked off EPJ, or Alcester Hudson, in the second game. 9-8. And the first pitch to Gary is a strike, 0-1. And then we are in the second inning of the final game of the triangular. Some good softball that we have seen today. Maya Halverson delivers. The ball is grounded down to Chandler. Chandler over to Baylor. She drops it right away, but is able to pick it up. So a 5-3 putout. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. At the end of 2, it's Vermilion 4, Elk Point Jefferson 2. We'll be back with the third inning after these messages on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. I'm Michael Schumacher, and this is Vermilion Softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
The Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack. Vermilion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing. Like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday it's doubled with the Perks card from Pump and Pack Vermilion.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermilion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women. Names like Ariat and Carhartt for men. Boots and shoes and kids' clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermilion.
Welcome back to Elk Point, where Vermilion Tanagers are taking on Elk Point Jefferson Huskies here in the final game of the triangular. This is Tanager Softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Leading off the third inning for Vermilion will be Chandler Cleveland, followed by Maya Halverson and Madigan Wallen. First pitch from Reagan Rasmussen is a ball, 1-0. Vermilion has scored 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings. They'd love to keep that up. That ball is in the dirt, 2-0. Might get done in time to make it back to Yankton for the Not Petty tribute concert. We'll see. Ball 3, 3-0. The windup and the pitch. That is a foul ball as Chandler ducked. It hit the bat, so it's 3-1. That is outside. Ball 4. Chandler Cleveland is aboard. That'll bring up pitcher Maya Halverson looking to help her case. Shortstop Madigan Wallen on deck. Pitch is high, 1-0. Ball is fouled off, 1-1. Ball 2, 2-1. Chandler Cleveland at first, nobody out here in the top half of the third inning. Ball is low, 3-0. Ball 4, 4-1. Base on balls, now runners at first and second. I think that's the second time I've said 4-1. That's just idiotic, but runners on first and second because I'm a big dumbass sometimes. All right, that brings up shortstop Madigan Wallen. Wallen grounded out to third in the first inning. So nobody down. Runners on first and second in Halverson and Cleveland. Swing and a miss by Madigan Wallen. Strike 1, 0-1. That was a mighty cut by Wallen. Here's the windup from Rasmussen. That ball's lifted high into left field. If she could straighten that out, that would have been a home run, but as it is, it's foul. And 0-2. That is what Wallen can do. We just don't want her to straighten it out too much. Avoid the picnic table. That's all we're saying. Avoid the cameras. Hit the people. That's fine. That pitch is outside. 1-2. Little inside, 2-2. Again, runners on first and second. Chandler Cleveland on second. Maya Halverson on first. 2-2 to Madigan Wallen. Nobody out here in the top half of the third inning. Ball 3, full count. Bailey Baylor on deck. And lifted foul. Count will remain 3-2. So here's the payoff pitch from Rasmussen to Wallen. Ball 4 just out of the zone. 3 straight walks have loaded the bases here for Vermilion. With nobody down here in the third inning. There's a meeting on the mound. Coach has come out for Elk Point Jefferson. We'll see if they make a pitching change or if this is just a discussion point. Again, right now, Vermilion has the bases loaded. Nobody out for Bailey Baylor. All right, does look like she will stay into pitch. All right, so 4-2, Vermilion leads. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the top half of the third. Baylor on up. That pitch is behind Baylor. 1-0. Swing and a miss by Baylor. 1-1. On deck, Mackenzie Richardson. Baylor flew out to left field in the second inning. Pitch is high. 2-1. Nowhere to put her. Here's the windup and the pitch. That is high. 3-1. If you're Bailey, you're probably looking that might be something good to hit here because probably going to take a little something off, just trying to keep it in the zone. You don't want to walk in or run. And that is low, ball 4. Puts Vermilion up 5-0. Base is still loaded, nobody on, or nobody out. And I believe they are going to be making the pitching change. So we'll take a timeout while they bring in the new pitcher. Pitcher will warm up. Vermilion leads 5-2 here on Vermilion Streaming. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Sherco in Vermilion is a full-service service center. Sherco LLC is an industry-leading supplier of tarp systems to the transportation industry and is located in Vermilion, South Dakota. Sherco Vermilion supports their customers in the agricultural, construction, waste, and flatbed markets. Become a part of the Sherco team. Go to sure-co.com, about us/careers. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Visit our sleep experts at the Yankton Slumberland. With over 50 mattresses to choose from, we carry every price, free financing options, and the most trusted brands in the nation like Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. Snoring or lower back pain tormenting you? Seek relief with an adjustable power base. Fall asleep faster and cooler with our sheets and pillow selection. With a 120-night sleep trial, you can't make a mistake. See us today at the Yankton Slumberland, 2401 Broadway.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood. Down at the lumberyard.
But it's not just wood at the lumberyard. With a wide variety of quality building materials, the folks at the lumberyard can help you with all of your project needs. Whether it be paint, siding, cabinets, windows, or of course lumber, the lumberyard is ready to help. The best wood in the neighborhood at the lumberyard, 1000 West Cherry Street in Vermilion.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball from Elk Point, where there's just been a pitching change. Lauren McDermott, sophomore, has taken over for Reagan Rasmussen, also a sophomore. McDermott pitched all 7 innings of the Alcester-Hudson game, earning the victory there. She's facing Mackenzie Richardson. That ball's popped up, and that is caught for the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up left fielder Sienna Mount. Wind up in the pitch. That's lifted high into shallow left field. Oh, dropped there by McKinley Hammett. But they will get the runners. The run should score on that one, making it 6-2 on the double play. So after 2.5 innings, it's Vermilion 6, Elk Point Jefferson 2. We'll be back after these messages on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
You ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Todd's Electric, your full-service electrical contracting company. Todd's Electric services residential, commercial, agricultural, and industrial customers. From the simplest service call to the most complex design-build project, Todd's Electric has the expertise to do it right. Call Todd's Electric for all your electrical needs. Todd's Electric, helping you control all things electric. Except for lightning. Todd's Electric. Go Tanagers!
Welcome back to Tanager Softball as we head to the bottom half of the third inning with Vermilion leading 6-2. As leading off, Sierra Schmitz. So 0-1. Here's the windup and the pitch. Ball one. 1-1. It'll be Schmitz, Jacobs, and Hammett. Fouled off. 1-2. So here's the 1-2 pitch from Halverson to Schmitz. Strike three for the first strikeout of the game. No, second strikeout. So first out of the inning here in the bottom half of the third as Vermilion leads 6-2. Brings up Paige Jacobs. Ball one, 1-0 to Jacobs. On deck, McKinley Hammett. That ball's grounded just past Wallen at short. That'll be a single for Jacobs. It's the third hit of the game for EPJ. And that brings up McKinley Hammett. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1. So runner on first, one down, 0-1 count to Hammett. On deck, Samantha Marks. Pitches inside, 1-1. So Jacobs makes it down to second. That pitch in for a strike, 1-2. Fouled off. Count remains 1-2. Do it again. 1-2 pitch from Halverson. That is high. Gets past Eisenbeis. Jacobs will make it down to third. 2-2 count on Hammett. So one down, runner on third. So runners at the corners now with one down. Brings up Samantha Marks. She sacrificed in the first inning. Ball's grounded. That's going to score 2 runs on the single by Marks that was turned into a 2-baser on the error. So 2 runs score. It's now 6-4. Runner on second. Ainsley Getzinger, designated player, number 23, comes up. So now it's 6-4 with 1 down here in the bottom half of the third. First pitch is a strike to Getzinger, 0-1. On deck will be McDermott. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And there's the throw down to third, and she's going to be called out. So that's now the second out of the game. Third base coach is discussing it with the umpire. And Marks is still hanging at third. Nope, she's heading in now. So now 2 down, 0-2. Nobody on here in the bottom half of the third. That ball's grounded up the middle to Moser. Over to Baylor for the third out of the inning. 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error. At the end of 3, Vermilion leads 6-4. We'll be back with the 4th inning after this on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Last week, a guy walked into the UPS store in Vermilion. He did not notice the copiers, the printers, the mailboxes, the banners, the posters, not even the business and shipping supplies. It was like he had blinders on. Hi, this is Jay with the UPS store in Vermilion. Many people don't see everything we have to offer when they stop by the UPS store to ship their packages. They miss all the things we have, like printing, designing. We even offer notary services here at the UPS store, located on Cherry Street in Vermilion.
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermilion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, you know. So call Justin at Vermilion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermilion Auto Works.
Welcome back to Tanager Softballs. We are now in the top of the 4th inning. Vermilion leads 6-4. Gave up 2 runs in that bottom half of the third. Batting now for Vermilion will be the top of the order and Taylor Barda. Barda spanks that down the third base line. Oh, nice play over to first for a quick 5-3 putout. Probably almost a little more force than she was hoping for. That'll bring up second baseman Kristen Moser. Moser has walked and singled. Before that, Barda had singled and doubled. Swing and a miss, 0-1. On deck, center fielder Janaea Cleveland. Fouled off 0-2 to Moser. Here's the 0-2 pitch from McDermott to Kristen Moser. That is nubbed out along the first baseline, and that will be Quick out. That's a 5-4 put out, or a 3-4 put out. So that's fielded by the first baseman. Tossed over to the second baseman covering. Quickly 2 down here in the top half of the fourth inning. Vermilion leading 6-4. First pitch to Janaea is high, 1-0. That is low, 2-0. That's ball 3, 3-0. On deck, third baseman Chandler Cleveland. Ball is hit down the left field or right field line, out of play. 3-1. Ball is low. Ball 4. Janaea Cleveland is aboard with a 5-pitch walk. She's on board for the second time today. So with 2 down now and a runner on first, that brings up third baseman Chandler Cleveland. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning and walked in the third. Janaea Cleveland in at second base with the stolen base. That was ball 1, 1-0. That's grounded too short. Nice fielding there. Over to first, but no, that bounces to the first baseman. Unable to field it. First baseman over to home. And that will not be in time. Chandler Cleveland will head down to third on the throw, and she's going to be out. No. She is safe at third. So Janaea Cleveland scores on the error. So that makes it 7-4. So 2 outs and a runner on third. That brings up Maya Halverson, pitcher for Vermilion. Pitch is high, ball 1. That ball is laced into short. That looked like that had more distance to it. That looks like that was soaring. But no, that was flied out to deep short. All right, that is the third out of the top of the fourth inning. 1 run on no hits, 1 error at the end of 3.5. Vermilion leads 7-4. We'll be back with the bottom half of the fourth inning after this on Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermilion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermilion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermilion Vision Care Associates.
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermilion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, you know. So call Justin at Vermilion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermilion Auto Works.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball as we head into the bottom half of the fourth inning. We have had a pitching change. Chandler Cleveland has moved in from third. Maya Halverson moves over to second, and Kristen Moser replaces Chandler at third. Popped up, out of play. 1-1 is the count. Swing and a miss. Strike two, 1-2. So Rasmussen still batting, though no longer pitching. Swing and a miss for strike three. So Chandler Cleveland comes in and strikes out Rasmussen for the first out of the inning. Brings up Laney Trometer. First pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. Ball is grounded down to Baylor at first, fields it there and makes the play herself for the second out of the inning. Quickly 2 outs. Brings up the top of the order in Hannah Neerman. Here with 2 down and nobody on here in the bottom of the fourth. Vermilion leads 7-4. EPJ is the home team, so they are batting in the bottom half. Fielded there by Maya Halverson at second. Quickly over to Bailey Baylor for a quick 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. At the end of 4, Vermilion leads 7-4 on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, and I'm Michael Schumacher.
If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermilion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermilion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermilion Vision Care Associates.
Federal Credit Union, we believe in giving back to the community that supports us. That's why our employees make it a priority to volunteer their time and talents to make a difference. Whether it's improving local causes, fighting hunger, or supporting our local zoo, our team is dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a part of the community, working together to make it a better place for everyone. Your community, your credit union. Voyage Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Vermilion leads 7-4. Leading off this inning for Vermilion will be Madigan Wallen, followed by Bailey Baylor and Mackenzie Richardson. McDermott is still pitching for EPJ. She pitched a complete game in the first game. First pitch to Wallen is hit out into left field, and that will be a single for Madigan Wallen. Wallen's now 1 for 1 with a walk and a single today. That is the 5th hit of the game for Vermilion. So that brings up first baseman Bailey Baylor. Bailey squares to bunt. It goes foul, 0-1. Bailey Baylor, no relation to Don Baylor or Elgin Baylor. I was like 10 seats away from Don Baylor's home run in 1987 World Series, though. That's cool. Pass fouled back. 0-2. Again on deck, designated player Mackenzie Richardson. That ball is in the dirt. And Wallen will make it down to second on the pitch. Count is 1-2. That ball is hit. Ooh, fielded nicely by Schmitz there to keep Wallen from advancing. Wow, if that gets past Schmitz, Wallen probably scores, and Baylor is out at first on the throw. So nice play there for the first out of the inning for EPJ. Brings up Mackenzie Richardson. Ball is popped up and caught there by the catcher. Quick 2 outs. Brings up left fielder Sienna Mount. That ball's popped up, out of play, 0-1. And just a reminder, if you're a Timberwolves fan, they will be playing tomorrow night. That'll be on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, Vermilion and Yankton. Pregame starts at 8 o'clock. Tip-off scheduled for around 8:30. See if they can go for the sweep over the Phoenix Suns. That pitch is a ball, 1-1. Otherwise, we'll be back on Vermilion streaming for Vermilion versus Yankton on Monday. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Grounded, hot shot down to third. And that gets past the first baseman. Wallen rounds third, and she will score. That makes it 8-4. So that will be an error. So that brings up Taylor Barta. That ball gets past the catcher, and Mount will make it down to second. So the count is 1-0. Score is now 8-4. Barta offers at it. Doesn't make contact. Count is 1-1. Good speed on the base paths in Mount. Offered again. 1-2. As Gearing playing really close up to home. That is high, and Mount is going to make it down to third with Geary playing so close to home. Nobody there to cover third. So here's the 2-2 pitch. That is high, 3-2. One on, 2 down, 3-2 count. Here's the payoff pitch. Hit right to third. I know they threw it home, and she is going to be out, coming back to third. Well played. Well played by the catcher on that one. So that is the third out of the inning. In the inning, 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error at the end of 4.5. Vermilion leads 8-4. We'll be back with more on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball as we head into the bottom of the fifth inning. Vermilion leads by a score of 8-4. Batting this inning for Elk Point Jefferson will be Molly Geary, Sarah Schmitz, and Paige Jacobs. First pitch to Geary in for a strike, 0-1. That's the thing. Chandler Cleveland doesn't try to do too much, too fancy. She will just attack. You're going to see that, and she works quickly. That pitch is in for a strike, 0-2. So again, ball 1-2. Chandler Cleveland came into in relief of Maya Halverson from third. Kristen Moser went from second to third, and then Maya Halverson went from pitching to second. Ball 2 evens the count at 2-2. Pitch is grounded back to Chandler. Over to Baylor at first for the first out of the inning. 1 up, 1 down. Brings up shortstop Sarah Schmitz. Schmitz, who has more than saved a run or two here playing short today. Comes up, she has a single in the first, struck out looking in the third. First pitch is low. Ball 1, 1-0. Ball's lifted high. Coming towards us. That's a home run. That is a home run for Sierra Schmitz. That makes it 8-5. It tailed away. I was like, is that hitting our cameras? But it did not. So it's 8-5. Sierra Schmitz with a home run. So nice job by Schmitz. That's her second hit of the game. That brings up Paige Jacobs. Jacobs grounds it down to Baylor. She takes care of it herself for the second out of the inning. So now 2 down here in the bottom half of the fifth. Vermilion leading 8-5. That brings up second baseman McKinley Hammett. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. One and one. One and two, strike 2. Fouled off. Count remains 1-2. So nobody on. 2 down. Counts 1-2 to McKinley Hammett. EPJ has scored a run this inning on a solo home run by Sierra Schmitz. Here's the pitch from Cleveland. Wow. That looked good. 2-2. Three and 2, full count on McKinley Hammett. Here's the pitch from Chandler. That's in for strike 3. That is the third out of the inning, but EPJ does score 1 run on the solo home run by Sierra Schmitz as we head to the top of the 6th. Vermilion leads 8-5. We'll be back with the 6th inning. After these messages on Vermilion streaming on YouTube, this is Tanager Softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
You want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect. you got to call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. We are heading into the top of the sixth inning. For Vermilion, batting this inning will be Kristen Moser, Janaea Cleveland, and Chandler Cleveland. To end that fifth inning for Vermilion, Taylor Barta bunted it. It was fielded by the pitcher, who tossed it to home. And so the Sienna Mount was caught off of third base, and got into a bit of a rundown, and the throw beat her home, or beat her to third for the third out of the inning. So Kristen Moser leads off here. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Again, Tanagers will be back in action on Monday as they take on the Gazelles of Yankton. I had the pleasure of calling the Gazelles game in Sioux Falls on Thursday. That ball is laced into left field, and that will be caught for the first out of the inning. So that brings up Janaea Cleveland, center fielder. Janaea has walked, singled, and grounded to short. That'll be hit into the outfield, and that will reach the fence. That'll be a single. That will be a double. Janaea's running for third, and that will be a triple for Janaea Cleveland. So that's a double, a single, a triple, and a walk today for Janaea. Brings up Chandler Cleveland, now pitcher. Started off as the third baseman. There's a little change balls here. That ball's grounded out, down to third. Tapped over to short. That is the first out of the inning, or second out of the inning, but that will bring in a first run. And so now, on the 6-3 put-out, but that was really a sacrifice that brought in the run. Makes the score 9-3, with now 2 down in the inning. Brings up Maya Halverson. Pitcher moved to second. Pitch is lifted high. Foul. Strike one. 0-1. Vermilion trying to keep that crucial 4-run lead. You always like to have that 4 runs. That pitch is high. 1-1. If you wonder why I say a 4-run lead, it means if the bases are loaded, even with the grand slam, you're still tied. It gives you a little wiggle room. That ball is grounded over to Schmitz, and that is an easy play for her. But in the inning, 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors at the end of 5.5. It's Vermilion 9, EPJ 5. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 6th inning after these messages on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. I'm Michael Schumacher, and this is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
Wanting a specialist without leaving town? We've got you covered. Our clinic offers to home.
Welcome back to Tanager softball at Elk Point Jefferson, Todd Larson Softball Complex here in Elk Point. As we head into the bottom half of the sixth inning, Vermilion leads 9-5. Batting this inning will be Samantha Marks. First pitch to Marks is a ball, 1-0. On deck, Ainsley Getzinger and then Regan Rasmussen. Strike one, 2-1. Strike two, evens the count at 2-2. There were good crowds out for these games today. Ball was high, 3-2, full count. Swing and a miss, strike three. That is the first out of the inning. So that brings up designated player Ainsley Getzinger, number 23. On deck would be Regan Rasmussen. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Ball is high, 1-1. Two and 1 is the count. Chandler Cleveland, again in relief of Maya Halverson, both in the first game and this game. Swing and a miss for strike two, again evens the count at 2-2. One down here in the bottom half of the sixth. That is fouled off. Count remains 2-2. That pitch is in for a called strike three. So now 2 up, 2 down, brings up Regan Rasmussen. So 2 down here in the bottom half of the sixth. Vermilion leads 9-5. First pitch to Rasmussen is a ball, 1-0. That pitch is in for a strike. Swing and miss for strike two, 1-2. That is a called third strike, so that is an old-fashioned snapper, mow 'em down inning. 3 up, 3 down. Chandler Cleveland strikes out the side. We head to the seventh with Vermilion leading 9-5. We'll be back with the final inning of action on Vermilion streaming on YouTube. Brought to you by, this is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Wanting a specialist without leaving town? We've got you covered. Our clinic offers specialists for the health and wellness of your family. From pediatricians to OBGYNs, plus primary care. You can find it all at Vermilion Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
Back in Elk Point, South Dakota, where the Tanagers lead the EPJ Huskies by a score of 9-5 as we head into the top of the seventh inning. Batting this inning for Vermilion will be Madigan Wallen, Bailey Baylor, and Mackenzie Richardson. Facing McDermott, who completed the first game and came in relief here in the second. Again, Vermilion looking to walk away, hopefully with 2 wins today. As Wallen steps in. Here's the first pitch. It's popped up out of play, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Laced down the left field line, but foul. Moves the count to 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That is high, 1-2. Wallen's gotten a hold of a couple of them, just not able to straighten them out to make them fair. That ball is popped foul. 1-2. That one's low, 2-2. Vermilion wouldn't mind trying to get an insurance run, leading by 4. EPJ trying to keep that from happening. Apple is laced into left field. Wallen now has 2 singles and a walk on the day. So that brings up Bailey Baylor. He's done a nice job over at first base today. Digging out a couple of low throws, making another few solo putouts of her own. She turns around, squares around to bunt. Wallen heading down to second, and she will be safe at second. One and 0. That ball is laced into center field. So now runners at first and third, nobody out here in the top half of the 7th inning. Brings up Mackenzie Richardson. Coach Budmeyer is going to have Bottleson run for Baylor. So Wallen at third, Bottleson running for Baylor at first, Mackenzie Richardson at the bat, nobody out here in the top half of the 7th inning. Runners at second and third. Richardson squared to bunt. She did not. Wallen got a little as Bottleson then stole second. They faked a throw to second, threw it back to the pitcher. Got Madigan a little bit off of third, but she did make it back to third in time. So 1-0. Now 2-0 with runners on second and third. Nobody out. Foul back. Here's the windup and the pitch. That is lifted high into right field. That is foul. 2-2. Just a reminder, Vermilion High School will be putting on the Addams Family Musical. They did it last night. They're doing it tonight at 7 and then tomorrow at 2:30. I plan on being there tomorrow at 2:30 if you'd like to see me there. Otherwise, if you don't want to see me, you want to see the show, go tonight. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's in for a called strike 3. That's the first out of the inning. So runners still at second and third. 9-5. Vermilion leads. That brings up Sienna Mount. Ball's lifted high, deep into left field. That's going to be foul. So 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And that is high. 1-2. So here's the 1-2 pitch from McDermott. Dermott to Mount. That's lifted high into right field. That should score Madigan. Madigan, Wallen will run home. Mount will stay at second, and that will make it 10-5. Now with 2 down on the sacrifice by Sienna Mount. Brings up Taylor Barta. So now Vermilion has a 5-run lead. Taylor offers up, and Bottleson is out on the throw to third. So if we have an 8th inning, Barta will lead off as Mount is picked off running, not Mount, as Bottleson is picked off running to third. So after 6.5 innings, we head to the bottom of the 7th. EPJ needs 5 runs to keep the game going, 6 to end it as Vermilion leads 10-5. This is Vermilion streaming on YouTube. This is Tanager Softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher. We'll be right back.
Are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills? We'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermilion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball from Elk Point, South Dakota, where the Tanagers lead EPJ 10-5 as we head into the bottom half of the 7th inning. Chandler Cleveland looking to close it out for Vermilion. Leading off for Elk Point. Is Laney Trometer. Count is 1-1. Here's the windup and the pitch. Fouled off, 1-2. Trometer has grounded over to first and grounded short to first. So 1-2 is the count. Chandler Cleveland steps in. Here's the windup and the pitch. That is high, 2-2. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. That ball is lifted foul. Count remains 2-2. Ball is popped up. Count remains 2-2. Three and two. So full count on Trometer. Top of the order comes up, and that is a called strike three for the first out of the inning. Elk Point Jefferson down to their final 2 outs. Brings up Hannah Neerman, followed by Molly Geary. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Strike one, 1-1. It's the windup by Chandler and the pitch. Swung and missed. 2-2. So Chandler has struck out right now 5 in a row. And that is deep into left field. Caught there by Taylor Barta for the second out of the inning. Now, I just want to remind you, I was told that Taylor hadn't played much outfield. She plays a really solid outfield. Just good fielding and a great arm. A great arm out there in right field. So Taylor Barta making herself, paying for herself, essentially. And that one's popped out to Madigan Wallen, and that will be it. 1 pitch, 1 out on that one. Popped out to Madigan Wallen for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. At the end of 7, and the end of the game, Vermilion will win 10-5. Well, I tell you what, that's going to do it for us. Vermilion comes away with 2 wins today from the Triangular, defeating Alcester Hudson 9-8 on a walk-off, and then defeating EPJ 10-5. They will be back in action on Monday in Yankton as they take on the Gazelles. Well, I'm Michael Schumacher, alongside nobody. And this has been Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Scoreboard by Midwest Ready Mix Scoreboard. Thank you to all of our Vermilion Sportscasters sponsors. We will talk to you again on Monday. You guys have a great rest of your weekend, and just remember, 2:30 tomorrow, the Addams Family Musical at Vermilion High School. Support the arts as well as athletics, all right? We'll see you there. Have a good day.